Okay, welcome back, GIS crew. Today we are going to talk about some analysis tools. Some of these are new and some of them are not, but we're going to go through looking at 5 different tools. Hopefully you got the handouts on these tools and all of the files associated with them in the email that provided the link for this video. If you didn't, shoot me an email and I'll make sure you get them. Can go ahead and open up a new blank instance of ArcMap and we'll just add a few of those files in if you've got them downloaded. We'll come back to load placer and unknown, those are mines in Montana. Let's just bring in Montana highways, Montana streams, unreferenced, and Silverbow County. So let's see, zoom to layer on Silverbow County. Well, it looks like Silverbow County is in the coordinate system, NAD 83 state plane meters. Should be, it is, okay. So that's the coordinate system we want to work in. Right now it looks like Montana streams is not projecting where it's supposed to. If we zoom to see the entire thing, looks like it's projecting way off to the left when Silverbow County should be right in here. So let's do a define projection on both of these files. Arc Toolbox, projections and transformations under the data management tools. We're going to define the projection on both Montana streams and Montana highways. It needs to be in meters. If you don't have that one favorited, you can go into projected coordinate systems, state plane, NAD 83 meters, and then just scroll down until you see Montana. And you can favorite that to put it up at the top. I can't right now because it's already a favorite. You're going to get this little yellow exclamation mark. It's telling us it already has a projection, but as you can see, the projection is not correct. It's not projecting where it's supposed to be. So I have obviously assigned the wrong coordinate system to it. So you can ignore that, just say okay. And that should make Montana highways jump into place. I'm going to blow those up so that we can see them. Do the same thing with Silverbow County and make it hollow. Make it red so it stands out because we're eventually going to put a background on this. And let's go ahead and define the projection on the streams as well. All right, so they jumped into place. I'm going to blow them up so we can see them as well. 3's a little big. All right, so we've got Montana streams and Montana highways here in Silverbow County. Now the last thing we need to make sure we check on is what data frame we're viewing this in. I honestly don't remember which was the first file I brought in. So whatever file I brought in first to find my data frame, I need to check that and make sure that is also in state plane meters, not in feet. So we're going to talk about buffer, extract, clip, and a couple of other tools. Let's just start right now. We'll go into clipping the streams. Clip should be somewhat familiar to you, but last time we got together, there was still some question about using clip for rasters versus clip for shapefiles. So let's go into the clip tool here. In Arc Toolbox, under Analysis Tools, Extract, Clip. This clip is strictly for shapefiles. It only clips for shapefiles. So we're going to use the clip tool. I would like for you to clip Montana streams to Silverbow County. Pay attention to where this is going. It's going into a default geodatabase. You should be familiar now after the reading assigned on Monday to .gdb means it's a geodatabase. We don't want it to go there. I'm going to start a new geodatabase on my desktop. It's a new file geodatabase. I'm going to call this Analysis Tools. Now go ahead and create this geodatabase. I'll talk to you in a little bit about creating a geodatabase in ArcCatalog, but right now you can just click on that icon that says New File Geodatabase. We're going to create that and use that file geodatabase today. This is going to store all of our files in one place. It makes it a lot easier for sharing data and transferring data. So go ahead and save that as Silverbow Streams. We'll come back to this file. So you've used clip before, but we haven't talked about the XY tolerance. We're going to discuss that a little bit today. Let's leave this blank for now. We'll come back to the XY tolerance. But you can go ahead and say, okay. And as you should know at this point, what that does is it clips the file that you're clipping to the geometry of the file you're clipping to. Both of these have to be shape files in this case. So you're clipping the streams file to the Silverbow County shape file. So we'll come back to that file for now, but I would like to talk about the XY tolerance. And in order to do that, so that you understand what you're talking about when you don't change that XY tolerance, or when you do change that XY tolerance, we're going to have to put a background on this. So let's go ahead and go into an internet browser. And we're going to download the world imagery from Esri's website. So that's ESRI. Just pull them up. These are the folks that make the software we're using. We want to go in, check them out. We are looking for a base map today called World Imagery Map. We can just search that. And it's going to pull up a series of base maps. Base maps in Imagery is pretty much where they keep a whole bunch of different base maps. This is something for you guys to check out. They've got a series of base maps here. We've been using World Imagery, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff available here. You've got the Modern Antique, the World Street Map, Open Street Map. I think the oceans is particularly cool. It's got the bathymetry of the ocean bottom. Nova World Imagery, National Geographic style, watercolor if you prefer the artistic look. In this case, we're going to look at World Imagery. So what I'd like to do is select World Imagery, come over here and scroll down to view the base map. This is going to give you a preview of what it looks like. Okay, what I want to do is open this in ArcGIS Desktop. When you click on that, it's going to give you the two options of which system you'd like to open it in. We're working in ArcMap, so let's open it in ArcMap. This is going to prompt a download of an item file. This is the file I've given you in class, but if you take that file, go into your downloads folder, and you'll see that file there. If you just click on that file, it is going to pop into your map. So once you have that file in your map, I'm going to turn the highways off, but once you have that file in your map, we know that the world imagery is very accurate because it is literally photographs from space. So the XY tolerance of these files is how accurate they happen to be in relation to what the feet on the ground actually is. So let's look at the Big Hole River here and compare it to the Montana Streams file. I'm going to zoom in really close on the Big Hole River. You can see here that this is the actual Big Hole River. This dark line running through here is the actual Big Hole River. Where we've mapped it is along here, and you can see as we've zoomed in, it gets kind of jagged and choppy because someone at some point mapped this by drawing lines. When we draw a new blank shape file and then draw lines into it, that's what someone did. Now, two things are going on here. Number one, the Big Hole River probably has shifted a bit. This floodplains change a lot. But the other thing is you can see this is not exactly falling into place. This is your XY tolerance. The metadata for your files will tell you what the XY tolerance was and what scale these are mapped to, but you're always, unless you physically draw this in and follow this very carefully, you're always probably going to be a little bit off. In this case, we're actually quite a bit off. We can measure that. There's the measure tool. Here we go. So let's see how far this is off. We'll do it in feet. 3,000 feet off. So this is pretty far off. This is a pretty low XY tolerance. This was probably mapped at a much larger scale than what it's actually being displayed at.